My name's Adam. I'm just a random 19-year-old, and these are my views. Fuck Trump, fuck Ben Netanyahu, and fuck Israel. Make weed legal, lower tariffs, make the market open. This is capitalism. Harder charges for rape, harder charges for pedophiles. Illegal for executive order to start a 60-day war. And we're already over that, and Trump is still continuing this war. It's unconstitutional. He should already be impeached. Release Epstein files. He's in the Epstein files. Hundreds of other people on the Epstein files that are being protected by the U.S. government and Trump, and they're getting away with it. Only two people have been in prison for the Epstein files, and involve thousands of underage women being raped and children being killed. We need to release them now and get all these people in jail. Release the files on JFK. JFK was not just assassinated by some random guy. He was assassinated by the U.S. government or maybe Israel or some other thing, some other like powerful, even more powerful organization. But whatever the truth is about JFK, we do not know, and we need to release them. We need to trust bust all of these monopolies we have in America and all around the world, and we are protecting them because they are involved in U.S. politics and have a lot of money and have a lot of power. We need to destroy them. Higher taxes on rich across the U.S. Rich people have the most money they've ever had, and they're being taxed the least they've ever been. We need to tax them more so we can give back to the poor. Push for cleaner air. Our air is terrible in the U.S. and all around the world. We need to clean the air. It's the air that we breathe in, and it should be as clean as possible. Funding for nuclear power plants. We should have more nuclear power plants in the U.S. If we had more nuclear power plants, we would have way cheaper energy and use less dirty energy like coal and gas. We don't have nuclear power plants probably because of big oil and energy companies and the government being corrupt and not supporting nuclear power plants because they know they'll lose a lot of money. We need to help push UN to new, better heights. The more powerful the UN is, the better for human rights and the best for the world. The UN is a good thing and should be supported to its fullest. No more gerrymandering. It should be illegal, and the party in the U.S. that does the most gerrymandering is the Republican Party. Abortion should be allowed in all states, no matter what. No president past 65. Test for president's intellect and emotional intelligence. If we did this, Trump would have been impeached. He says multiple times he's done these tests, but they're all probably very easy. And also, he's like the biggest liar in American politic history. Like, he's the biggest liar. Lower time served on drug charges. Depending if you're like a drug user and you're using the drugs, you shouldn't be in prison for like super long. And I think charges should go down for that. um, Tax businesses more heavily, like the big brands and the all these big brands are really monopolies. They're not just big brands; they're monopolies that are just hiding in plain sight. Um, no force of religion in public schools. Religion should not be forced anywhere. And another view I have is everybody should be able to practice any religion they want. Um, no capital gain for presidency. Like Trump has made billions off of being the president from getting money from people, and he's made hella money from the presidency from insider trading, getting money from from people. It's unconstitutional, and that's one of the main reasons he became the president was just for the money, and we should try to separate being the president and money. Tell truth about aliens, apologize to Native American people, open EV trade in U.S. China has the best EVs, electric vehicles in the world, and we are not getting them in the U.S. because we have 100% tax on them or 100% tariff on them. So it's really impossible to really buy them in America. And we only have this to protect like companies like Tesla and the U.S. Car makers. We need to get rid of that and open the market to Chinese EV trade. Um, Make meat inspection better in America. Our meat is terrible in America. It's the worst. It's like one of the worst wheat meats in the free world. Use less pesticides. We need to use more organic pesticides to get away from the all the harmful effects it has on us. Get rid of mass surveillance on phones and in streets. We have like way too much surveillance on our phones. The government knows everything we do on our phone, and they know like everything we do outside. We need to lower our mass surveillance because we're becoming more like North Korea and China. We need to make a lot more oil refineries in the U.S. so we don't have to take our oil elsewhere and refine it, and it would hurt us less if oil crisis like happen like this again. But it's only like this because of Donald Trump anyway, so it's his fault. But more refineries in the U.S. would be better for the gas we produce. Or the connection between presidency and the military. The president is not, the chief and commander in the military anymore. It's not like he's George Washington anymore, the general of our army. The president should have less connection to the military, give more aid to veterans, détente, meaning, like try to lower our aggression with other people, like Russia and China. We should try to have better relations with every country. So détente, 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 just like Nixon. Give more aid to Ukraine. We need to give aid more to Ukraine, 100%. They're like the new America fighting, it's like America fighting the UK in the Revolutionary War is pretty much like what Ukraine's doing. They're like the new democracy fighting country, and we need to support them against Russia, an evil country. Give no more aid to Israel. Israel are war criminals, child rapists, child killers, civilian killers. They commit war crimes every single day, and they need to be eradicated. At least the Israel soldiers and all the government officials. Obviously, the civilians that don't support this are good, but a lot of Israel civilians support this, and a lot of Israel civilians are just as evil as their government. Expose all truths about Israel and all the crimes. Expose all truths of the U.S. and Israel. We need to expose all truths about U.S. and Israel illegal activities. There's thousands of illegal activity Israel and U.S. has committed during this war and even in the past. We need to bring light to all of them. Give tax relief to struggling homes. Give no taxes on retirements under 3 million. No other gender in each other's sports. Um, and no other genders in the bathrooms, like no men in women's bathrooms, no men in girls bathrooms and stuff like that. No ghost guns. Bring back the death penalty. The death penalty needs to be back, and we need to bring more criminals to the death penalty. It'd be easier on the taxpayers, and these evil criminals should be killed. Um, Bring back the idea of science. Um, and like what I'm saying is, more people need to get into science, and science needs to be funded more because the more science is funded, the more better technology we'll have in the future, and better um, civilization can get when we support science. Stronger UN relations. We need to bring our UN United Nations relations back because we're like trying to separate from them a lot. At least President Trump is, and he's the worst president we've ever had. Give ICE less power, money, and forces. ICE is way too powerful and is doing illegal activity and should be under investigation 1000%. Separation of power. I need to bring this back. Our three branches of government are pretty much just one: Republicans, 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 and they're the worst. And it's the worst it's ever been. Our separation of power is just non-existent. It's just pretty much the president has full power. He can do whatever he wants. Um, Apologize to the Middle East and all our influence we've had. We have destroyed the Middle East, just like Russia has with the Russia involved with the Middle East. They messed it up. U.S. has got involved. We messed it up. We need to apologize to the Middle East and all the bad influence we've done to it. And we need to get rid of Middle East poppy farms, get rid of all of the poppy farms in the world. The U.S. Government knows about these poppy farms that are here to make like meth or whatever poppy is made to use again, but it's made to use illegal drugs that like go around all around the world, and the U.S. Protected them during the Afghan and Iran war or Iraq war. I mean, um, find and plant more nutritious plants in America. There's a lot of different plants and a lot of different beans and seeds and stuff like that around the world, and a lot of them are very nutritious and very good for the world and for people to eat. And we need to plant more of those healthy foods in the U.S. besides just like all this stupid corn that we make into high fructose corn syrup and stuff like that. We need to Healthcare should always include dental care and eye care. If I was had any power in the U.S. government, I would make all of those connected. No extra cost, because that's what healthcare should be. Should be everything. Programs for people to give like grown fruits in their like backyard or front yard to the government, and either they get money, tax relief, or some type of incentive. Because I've seen a lot of fruits be wasted, and those should be used and given to the community, and like anybody that's starving in the U.S. Bring back justice for all genocides. This is going to be terrible and hard, because there's been many genocides, and to bring justice to them would be very hard, because that would bring justice to us, because we have committed and helped in a lot of ways with a lot of genocides, especially this one in Israel. Israel's doing in Palestine and Lebanon. They're committing genocides, and we are supporting them. So to bring justice to all genocides would be bring justice to the U.S. government. Um, More money to teachers, more money to farmers, fix housing problem. We need to get rid of private companies owning all this land, and we need to bring back the idea of property as a right for all, and not just these companies buying it up for money and cash reasons. And like it's not a human, it's a human right to have land. Better housing, building standards. We are building terrible homes, like they're like cardboard. We need to bring back the old ways of building homes, because they used to last. Um, the world needs new great leaders. We need to stop, giving all power to these like terribly old people. We need more younger people in power, because they're more in line with how the culture is today, and the old people are more with how the culture was back then. And back then, the culture was worse. Um, Maybe I think also U.S. citizens should be taught how to use a gun. Being taught how to use a gun is going to make less accidents happen around the U.S. Um, the destruction of the idea of only two parties. I hate that we only have two parties in the U.S. There's more than two ways to think. We need to have more parties in this in the U.S. Fix as the news is shown. The news is all propaganda, and we need to bring back unbiased news. Um, we need to have no sexist laws. I feel like we are still in a world that is ruled by men, and we have sexist laws, and we need to destroy those. Everybody's created equal, men, women, all skin colors, we're all equal. Get away from coal energy. It's dirty. Give energy structures to most affected states. I know a lot of this, southern states and other states like that still use coal and stuff, because they have dirty energy like coal, and they need more clean energy like nuclear power plants. Um, we need to lower the standard work hours from 40 to like more like 30 or 35 around the area, so more people can have free time and spend time with their children. Dishwashers should be a more common household item. I think all homes should have dishwashers. More help for abuse victims before and after the abuse. Give financial aid to foreign students that will bring skills to America. And what I mean by this is really the China. China has a surplus of very skilled workforce. Like they're very young, and a lot of them don't have jobs, because there's not enough. So a lot of them actually still live at home. So if anything, we should try to buy up those very skilled Chinese workers. That would hurt China. That's just a good thing for us, and also would help America. We need to prove the Holocaust is real just one more time, because there's a lot of people in the U.S. that don't believe in the Holocaust. So I think the U.S. government needs to be like, the Holocaust was real, um, just to say, like, to tell all these people that still believe in it, like, you're retarded. Um, get rid of Space Force. I don't see the point of it. Um, Possibly make each territory a state. That would give them more rights. And the U.S. like controls them, so they should have statehood. We should help all U.S. territories more. They deserve more financial aid from the U.S. All territories deserve equal rights. Um, give We need to stop abusing reservations and Native American people. We should no more like breaking the rules on reservations. Make the education system better. No taxes on trying to be clean. I feel like why do we have taxes on like certain things like solar panels or EVs? Like if you're buying those things, you shouldn't have a tax on them because you're actually like helping the world. We need to try to find universal gun laws that we can all apply to everything um, in the U.S. Like all states should have the same gun laws, but I know that could be pretty hard. But it's an amendment, and I think we should all have the same ones. Um, Bring back civil politics. Our politics are not civil no more. We hate our enemy, and we think they're the worst thing ever. I think we should be more like all of us are Americans, and all of us are trying to give our best ideas, and we should be more kinder to our opponent and not thinking of them as the devil, but as just a person with a different opinion. We need to have national holidays for D-Day, the victory in Europe, and the victory in Japan. We need to apologize for the two nukes we dropped and World War II. We need to apologize to Japan about that. We should have never done that. We need to lower our nuke count because like it's 5,177. We should have zero. Um, we need to fix Hollywood because it's full with a bunch of pedophiles. We need to destroy Trump and we need to destroy Netanyahu. We need to destroy all corrupt politicians, and I would say most of them are Republican. Politicians have to speak to the people. You were voted by the people, so you should speak to them. Spies started training more. It's happening everywhere in the U.S. government. We need to apologize to Black people. Black people have like the worst history in the U.S. They had like over 200 years of terrible history in the U.S. We screwed them over being slaves, and we screwed them over Jim Crow laws and not supporting them and giving them all the rights they deserved after the Civil War. We let the South, abuse them for 100 more years, and that was like one of the worst things the American government has ever done. Um, we need to bring trust and truth back into the U.S. government. We lost both of that. We need to give money away from the government. Like what I'm saying is like government and money is like this. We need to try to separate that more, so less politicians get corrupt. We need to tell the truth about American history in schools. Um, American history is not pretty, and we're not always the good guys. And American history is very brutal. We need to teach them what actually happened. We need to help protect the environment. We need to help endangered species. We need to tell the world the American government believes in evolution because there's so many Americans that don't believe in evolution and voted for Trump. We need to tell them all that they're wrong and evolution is a real thing. We need no more wars. We need it in the military industrial complex. It is still going on. That's why our military budget is 1.5 trillion because the military industrial complex is real and is happening. We need to tell the truth about Vietnam. Vietnam was one of the most pointless wars America has ever fought, and it just killed more people and brought more bad than good. Like Vietnam War is pointless, and the American government needs to apologize for it. We need to spread out the value the companies have to workers more. Companies make the most money they ever had, and workers make the least amount of money compared to the company's value than they've ever had. We need to try to fix that and balance that out more. We need better retirement programs. Um, we need to have more oppressed people. Like if you're oppressed in any other country, you should be able to come to America. We need to, be more of a beacon of hope and let people in that are being oppressed. Help end violence in Mexico. They're our neighbor. We should try to help them. Um, make more U.S. children bilingual. I think we should try to teach maybe our um, you know, K through 8, kids a second language like Spanish or something. It would help the next generation more and make them smarter and better people. We need to bring back U.S. pride. We need to tell the truth about 9/11 and the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, 9/11 and the Afghan war, and Afghanistan and Iran war, Iraq war. I mean, we don't know the full truth about them. either one of them, but and 9/11, you know, actually could have been either the U.S. government or Israel. We don't even fully know the truth. And the two wars, the Iraq and Afghanistan war, were actually pointless wars that we should have not fought them. We went there um, and left, and nothing changed. It was actually worse than we left it. Um, find new ways to spread world's oil. You know, we need to find, more straits, and not even more straits. I mean, more like we need to figure out more ways to spread out the oil in the world instead of making these straits. Like control 1/3 of the oil that's flowing in the world. We need to bring more ways to spread the oil. We need sports science more. We need to help Africa if, any way we can. We not just we, but like all of Europe and like white colonizers destroyed Africa and oppressed black people in Africa and left it in ruins after we left, and then we just expected them to fix it, but they've just been fighting each other, and it's white people's fault, and U.S. should help. We need to make Alaska a better state. Alaska is way too expensive to live in. We need to help Canada. They're our neighbor. We need to help them, and we need to not, like try to um, destroy like Greenland or whatever. Because I know Trump wants Greenland really bad, and that's just not a constitutional thing. We shouldn't like try to take over Greenland. We need better relations with the whole of Europe. We're losing our support in Europe, our biggest allies. We need to fuck Russia more. What I mean by that is Russia is like one of the worst countries in the world, and we need to screw them over more by just closing all trade with them. Um, we need to help the Russian people and Ukraine people more. Both people are being oppressed. We need to investigate the FBI and CIA. They've done like illegal activities since their creation, and they've committed many crimes. We need to investigate all past presidents alive still. We need to investigate them just to make sure they didn't do any illegal activity during the presidency or after. We need to tell other countries we will integrate them into U.S. if they want. I think we should more have a in the future. I think it'd be better if all countries in the world were united under one thing, and if the other countries want to join the U.S., they should, to become a one more big country, one more big connected world. We need to help India. India is very poor and dirty country, and we need to help Japan. They're one of our biggest allies, and they're having many problems. We need to either fix our relationship with China or try to fix China. We need to fix the Middle East. We tried to do this for decades, and we just left it worse. So I don't know actually if we can even do this. Maybe under a good president and under good leaders in the government, we could do this. We need to promote vaccines, because vaccines work, and anybody that says they don't are retarded. We need to give aid to businesses trying to lower cost of goods. Get rid of super unhealthy foods in the U.S. and all the ingredients we have. We need to get rid of the many harmful ingredients in the U.S. Make America great again, but like an actual way, not like how Trump says it. Um, we need to fix the education, and we need to fix the job crisis. We need to kill Putin. We need to lower home costs. We need to promote land is not money, but as a right for all. Property is a right for all, not just for capital gain. Capital gain. Everybody should have land they own. Mothers are beautiful and fathers are beautiful. Don't tell anybody that they're not. Lower car prices, and we need to lower airplane ticket prices, and we need to lower the cost of fast food and destroy more fast food chains, because some of these fast food chains have been giving us very harmful ingredients, and they're just getting away with these crimes. and we need to separate religion from government more. I think we had we've never had religion really separated from government, and it's even worse now with MAGA and the Republicans and them trying to push Christian views. Um, yeah, I would say if you're a politician and you're any little bit type of racist or sexist, you should not be in the government at all. Like any type of racist or sexist government official should be impeached and kicked out of government. And fuck OPEC. And it's an evil thing. OPEC controls like 1/3 of the oil moving, maybe even 80% of the world's oil. They control maybe even 80% of the full world's oil, and OPEC controls that, and that's an evil thing.